Hey y'all, it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. Over here we have day 15, which was Legend, and you can find that in the top right corner. Today our ink is the Bombay India ink in Aqua. So for the thumbnail today, we only have one thumbnail each for all the days this week. Today I figured that I'd do some sort of cave sorceress. So I will fully admit that I was not as attentive of where my camera was during the filming of this, and also I had a harder time than usual keeping the shadows from my tripod off of my filming. So we're gonna do mostly short little blips of this piece for the video. I didn't know exactly what I wanted this girl to look like. The thing that I've been trying the very hardest to do for these Inktober pieces, I know what the layout is going to look like. However, I do not know what the actual characters in them are going to look like. I've been trying to kind of play those by ear. And I did a little bit of hemming and hawing about how I wanted this character's hair at first. And I kind of decided on really long, kind of wavy hair. I was going to go even bigger beforehand, but I didn't quite like how that looked. I think of this entire piece, the character design is what I'm happiest about. I wish I would have given her her clothing a little bit more texture to make sure it actually looked like furs. You can see that in the shoulders of the top there is a little bit of fur sticking out, but I think I should have lined the edges of the rest with a little bit of fur as well. For her magic staff, I originally was going to make it like a really gnarled piece of bark with some circular gems tied to it. However, I didn't quite like that idea, so instead I put in a skull, which I honestly might make myself a staff kind of like this for my necromancer costume that I usually wear to Renaissance fairs, because I actually really like this design. The background of this piece I'm not 100% happy with. I wasn't as attentive about line weights in the background, and also my perspective is off. The cauldron up in the top corner of the picture is at a perspective that it looks like you're looking down at it, whereas the thing she's standing on is like you're looking up at it. So there's just a few things wrong with this piece that I kind of wanted to get out of the way now. The story I have behind this piece is this sorceress lives apart from the rest of society. Maybe she is outcasted because she is able to use magic, but she's still needed enough that she sticks around, and that's why I have that petroglyph on the wall. It's so that people can realize that the sorceress is the one who lives here, so that way in case they meet her, I figure that they might go to her as like a healer, or in case there's any instances that require magical intervention. And this dragonfly kind of acts like a messenger for her. This dragonfly is bringing back a message of alarm from the nearby village. This color, which is the Aqua from the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay India inks, this is one of the only inks from this set that I hadn't used before actually doing this piece. There's a couple in the set, including the other blue and maybe one of the oranges that I just haven't touched since getting these last Christmas. I will link the video where I first tested these out, but just like over on day 4, I noticed that whenever I layered the non-diluted ink on top of itself, it became shiny for whatever reason. And also later on you'll see that I have trouble actually laying the same ink over top of it, and it just kind of like beads up instead. It doesn't allow the ink to permeate into the paper. I'm gonna have to toy around with these inks a little bit more. I don't know exactly why that happened, and that just meant that I couldn't put as much shading into the teal color part of the trees as I wanted, but oh well. In coloring this, I wanted to keep the character design for her mostly in teal colors, and then have all the stone around her in gray, and then the forest beyond is back into the teal colors. However, I don't know whether or not that was the best choice. There's something that feels off about this piece. I think part of it is the fact that in my original sketch, there isn't any curtains inside of the cave. However, I decided to include curtains that she is standing in front of in the mouth of the cave that is behind her. I feel like this piece is a little hard to read as it is. I might actually go back in and just make the entire cave area that's behind her black. I don't know. We'll see about that. Oh, also, I don't know when it happened. I got a smudge of ink across the staff and part of her skirt there. But it reminded me of the fact that since the prompt is wild, I figured that it's only fitting we go in and give her a few smudges of dirt here and there. So a few videos ago, I don't exactly remember which one, I put up a poll whether or not you guys would want to see these videos in the full length time, and the options were yes, no, and only if it's under X amount of hours. To let you guys know, the average amount of time that I've seen for these Inktober prompts is about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I think it's like almost clockwork that when I put all of the video clips into iMovie, it pretty much always goes to 2 hours and 45 minutes. There would be some of that I would take out because some of that time is me sitting there waiting for things to dry, and I'm not gonna make you sit there and wait for things to dry with me. But would you be interested in seeing the full length the full length process of a piece if it is around 2 hours and 30 minutes? Is that still something that you would like? And I'll have that poll up now, and if yes, there'll be a second poll, and we'll have to figure out which day would work best for that. So I will post a few days in the top corner and their prompt word, and you can go ahead and vote up there for if you want the full-length video, like the full... There's gotta be a better way to say this. The full feature-length video. Go ahead and vote in the top corner. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me work on this piece, and I hope you don't mind the shorter video. I'm honestly not that happy with this one, so I'm kind of like shortening it down a little bit, and here's hoping I'm able to get this up in time, and here's hoping I can also start working on tomorrow's so I can get that one up as well. If you feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button and check me out on my other social media handles. Thanks, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.